the heart on this one.
All the pain, the mess, the lies and deceit, self-hatred, not liking what I see. Why did you even bother to create me? Seeing all that I see and knowing all that I know about me, and you're telling me, God, that you still have love for me? What are you lying to me? And then I hear...
I remember coming home from the first day of big kids school with a blazer pressed and blessed with never having been worn by my brother, and a new dawn of no more hand-me-downs was born. Funny that it was mostly the girls who laughed at me, I'm sure, and questioned why I didn't slur my words and drop my T's and harden my A's in that way that you just do when you live there. So I tried imitation. Imagine the shock and indignation of my mother when to her my first T was dropped. Don't you ever speak that way. Her voice was hard but soaked with fear. You're part black, and people across the world will always judge you for that. Okay, so this is the start of a brand new game. I've got my first set of rules for a new pastime I did not know then that we were all supposed to play. If you live in the South, you better speak with the accent. If you are of mixed heritage, better off to not act different. These rules include, but are not limited to, where your parents are from, therefore the colour of your skin, and make neat, inoffensive boxes to squeeze yourself in. It stretches wide out and forever in a broad, limitless gap. Pick something about your identity, anything, and just add, you will always be judged for that. As a woman, women tell you you must be strong. Equality is a war. Get scowled at for wearing makeup, heels, lingerie, and are told this is not what the suffragettes suffered for. As a woman, men will tell you 70,888 different ways in which they believe that men and women are one and the same. But baby, there's just some things that are designed for us, not you. Wanting to look after yourself is no reason to feel ashamed. Of course, it doesn't emasculate me, babe, but when we get married, you are taking my last name, right? It's an endless, repetitive cycle of all the millions of different ways in some way or another. Honestly, close your eyes and pick a number. I'll tell you how it's implied, how somehow I've made a conscious, deliberate, cultural mistake. You're really aggressive for a girl. You're really well spoken, though you're poor. I didn't expect you to be so ethnic after the impression I got from your telephone call. You're part black. You should listen to black music. Too much of a white girl to listen to rap music. Think you're too good to talk like the rest of us? You are not good enough to talk like the rest of us. The way you dress does women a disservice. It isn't ladylike unless you're ladylike on the surface. Feminism is only for lesbians. The Queen's English, my dear, is for the rich. Have an opinion on things in your racial black bracket, but on subjects of social or gender politics, please keep those pretty lips zipped. So this is it. This is my $1 million shocker. I am not sensitive because I am a woman. I am not strong because I hate men. I do not copy or deny any particular race, because really think about that, there is no superiority to any of them. I am a person, and we are people, trapped in a prison of hapless definitions built on decades of confusion and hype. So be brave, go against what we've labelled tradition and reject the instinct to stereotype. Thank you.
Within them, but tell it not in words. In the bosoms such as these, the truth resides in rhythmic silence. So, when you see your friend on the roadside or in the marketplace, let the spirit within you move your lips and direct your tongue. Let the voice within your voice speak to the ear of his ear. Because his spirit will keep the truth of your heart, as the taste of wine is remembered when the vessel is forgotten and the colour is no more.
As the morning rise, awakened by the sun's intrusion on its privacy, fragrance to my delight, squeeze away through the louvered windows, whirling, twirling, winding us seductive inclinations to entwine with mine, sweaty body. I did a ride on me ego and my man started to grow. When the feelings I thought I knew, this one show deja vu sneak up behind me. Ow! Blasted dog frightened me like that. Cousin come singing in the air, bitch. I clap him. Me and him not cousin. Like a fat bug induces tentacles trying to reduce what little juice I have left in me. Well, truce, I put him at ease. I relieve him of all his diseases. Still, when the night embraced me, its warmth paced against me like a silk blanket. I did not complain. When the heavenly sounds of nature twitter, pitter, and crapple making joke, croak, croak, I did not complain. You know the joys of being happy is when you ride a lick of pain.
Chased on mounted steeds from people carrying acts of evil deeds. Welcomed you with open arms. Closed our eyes, felt your spell, using your charms. Woke to find it was nothing but lies. Taken from homes and bottomless ships, were mastered by chains and angry whips. Too few made the journey here when chained in ships with no inches to spare. Women sold for their fertility. Men sold for their virility. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. I lived in my skin. I died in my skin. I was blessed here first. Who God bless, let no man curse. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. Names change. Religion rearrange. Kept me in chains because of my skin. Greed grew forsaking our health. Off our backs, they made their wealth. In the burning sun we worked all day. We lived to work till we passed away. To our fallen soldiers, their memories we must preserve. When justice is served, they will get their just desert. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. I lived in my skin. I died in my skin. I was blessed day first. Who God bless, let no man curse. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. Even if I wanted, I couldn't change the fact you couldn't see me as a man, or you could see that I'm black. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. I lived in my skin. I died in my skin. I lived in my skin. I died in my skin. Father, 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 I ask you for help. I lived in my skin. I cried in my skin. Father, my Father, my Father, I ask you for help. And this is what you gave. Lord, I question your reason for making me brave. Born as a man, but lived as a child. Freedom decaying, with my ashes spreading wild. Took our religion and gave it back, removed all the fact that the Creator is black. I lived in my skin, I cried in my skin, I lived in my skin, and I died in my skin. Thank you.